Hey, what's going on? Society of I Am. Let me share this around, get this out and about. If you happen to see this, actually, let me get to my profile. I always start a minute early so I can share this around because I don't have a super secret assistant to do this for me. It's not even showing up on my profile. Are you there? Are you there? Are you there? There I am. Hey, so I'm going to share. I'm going to share it to lots of places. I'm going to share it to a group. First place I'm going to share it to is the Society of I Am. Let's see. We're going to share it here. We're going to share it. We're going to share it here. We're going to share it here. Hey, hello. If you're coming on, please go ahead and share this around. This is Diane Hochman. This is Society of I Am. I've given Mr. Williams the night off because I'm going to be joined by an exciting guest, and I'll tell you a story in a second. But let me just pass this, share this around. I want to share this here. I want to share this here. I'm just sharing it everywhere. I'm just sharing. I'm full of love and sharing. Who's here? Okay, Kelly, Ann, Judy, Rancy, Ms. Valdez. How are you, Donna? I'm sorry I missed you in Florida. Maria, Maria. All right, so I am, of all the places that I could be, I am in Arkansas right now, okay? I'm in Arkansas. My good friend and industry maven, Miss Lisa Grossman, who I'm sure many of you are familiar with, she said, I'm buying a lake house in Arkansas. And she lives in Dallas. And I was like, you're buying a lake house in Arkansas. Well, little did I know, and she's been telling me for forever as she's very sweetly encouraged me to come, which means she's nagged me to come. And she's right. It is absolutely gorgeous. Whoop, and here she is, sort of, kind of. We're rearranging furniture, and I got in a little early. Do me a favor, guys, pass this around because I know we're going to have some really good stuff tonight. As you know, at the Society of I Am, we're always talking about how to inject more of you into your business, more of you into your marketing, more of you into everything you do, and just this I am. And Lisa's been in the industry for 30 plus years, I think 31 years now. And she has been in fact, she was one of the people that I was really attracted to because she always was herself. She never wavered from being herself, exactly who she is. And I just find that incredibly attractive. And today in 2020 and beyond, we need to understand the difference between infrastructures and replicated processes that are proven to work and how to be ourselves, especially when we're using social media marketing. So are you going to come in here? Or are you going to hide? You're ready? I'm going to turn it.
Platform? I like
this is StreamYard. StreamYard allows me to.
This is the one that I have Be Live, and everybody told me to switch over to StreamYard, and I just got sold.
I'll give you my link.
I want your link.
But right now we're both on YouTube, and we're on my Facebook profile, and then I've shared it to
Why do we keep going in and out?
Are we going in and out as far as the lighting?
I
think it's the lighting. I don't know, Lise. It's all about us. Let's insert our I am.
Okay.
And they're not going to be worried about
the
lighting.
last person in the world who's concerned. Look at me. I have like no makeup on. My hair is a mess because we're in super happy work mode, creation mode.
We're at the lake house working.
And we're creating.
We had epiphanies today.
Oh, some major breakthroughs today. So how is everybody?
What's going on? So you can see over here.
I'm looking.
Hello. And if we scroll up, we can see more people. I'm just afraid to knock my computer. My computer's on a fancy stand.
It won't knock it off.
Okay. So there's lots of people here and more coming on. And again, guys, I'm counting on you. I want to see some shares. I want to see some shares
right
here.
Is you're broadcasting into a group and also on YouTube and all these other things you said. Are all the messages consolidated or are they coming from one particular place? They're
consolidated.
So everybody can be messaging in all these different places. You can see them all?
Yes, because anybody that's seeing the live, it's only broadcasted 2 places. And then on Facebook, I'm sharing it. So it's still only broadcast in 1 place and I'm sharing it.
I understand now.
So all the comments should be coming in here.
And you also have to show me later how you can share from a group to your page and it lets you do it.
Oh, yeah. No, I didn't broadcast into the group. I broadcast actually onto my wall and then I shared it
to the
into groups.
group.
Yes.
I understand. Okay.
Yeah.
This shows that I'm actually learning because I asked the question.
Very fancy.
Okay.
Jason's on the GWB tonight. All right. Peter, Olivia, Rancy. Did you guys all share?
What is the GWB?
Like George Washington Bridge.
Okay.
Jason drives a big truck.
Hey, Jason.
Jason, have you met Lisa? Jason's a very dear old friend of mine from back in my Million Mile March days. So back in the day.
Back in the day of the day.
Yes.
We're getting old enough that there's a lot of back in the day people in our lives. People that have stood the test of time.
Exactly.
And you know why they stood the test of time?
Why?
Because they understood the difference between making themselves the issue and making themselves the mentor.
Let's talk about that.
You know, because I think a lot of confusion, especially when you talk about injecting yourself into marketing, there seems to be an obsession with branding today. Everybody wants to work on their personal brand. And this is just an opinion, and I'm old and antiquated, but you are your brand. What
That's
you
right.
do every day, the way that you behave, the way that you show up, the way that you deal with other people, what people think when they hear your name, that's your brand.
Yes.
Your marketing, your packaging, your collateral is a different story. So injecting yourself in, so many people spend so much time focused on the form. There are forms out there that are proven paths to of implementation and infrastructure. You said you use those because they are not, they're not your uniqueness to what you bring to the marketplace. And somebody that's very smart once told me that if you want to have great success in life, whatever that means to you, financial, you know, maybe you're all about raising money for a philanthropic cause, but still, wouldn't you rather attract thousands of people to your philanthropic cause rather than hundreds? And the way that you do that is by creating leverage. So the platform, is not as important as you are. So you want to focus on what can you do that only you can do. So if I was going to start a magazine, Vogue and Fishing, whatever it is, and Sports Illustrated, and all these fashion magazines, for example, if I was going to start a fashion magazine, they've got a pretty similar format and infrastructure.
Cabin fashion.
Cabin fashion and no dry hair, not your dry hair. But if I was going to start one, the format, Vogue, It Works, and all these different fashion magazines that sell, their content is different. So the uniqueness to them is the content. What you bring to the marketplace is you, your content, your take on things, your opinion, your perspective, your unique ability to transform belief, your ability to tell a story. Diane didn't bring StreamYard to the marketplace. Nope. We just had that conversation. I wanted to have something where I could broadcast live. And back in the day, there wasn't a lot to do that, where I could broadcast live and see the messages. Zoom is great, but you don't see the messages. Yep. So it has its place. And Be Live was the first one, but then it got a bunch of hickeys they never really fixed. So you can go from Zoom, and if this didn't work tonight for some reason, we'd be on Zoom a little bit frustrated that we couldn't do as much. But what we're saying is they're not going to change. And people showing up, they didn't show up. We didn't have more people show up because, oh my gosh, they're using StreamYard instead of Zoom. I wasn't going to go, but now I am. Now I am.
Right.
And you're showing up to hear our unique take on anything. You're sharing this to get our unique take. So being in your marketing is your marketing.
Wait,
it is your marketing.
Let's say that again.
Being
you guys
in your
might want to
marketing
write that down.
Is your marketing. If you are not in your marketing, it's just marketing. If you happen to be marketing the Acme widget of the day, Acme widget,
I love
great
Acme
product.
widgets.
If you're just going and taking all of Acme widgets marketing and data and everything that they've done, and which has its place, that supports you if you're in your marketing. But if you're not, then really all you're doing is taking Acme widgets marketing and putting it in front of your audience, which might get you something in the short term, but in the long term, if the Acme widget and Acme widgets marketing is what you're putting forth, then one day people say, well, I'm glad Lisa recommended it, but I don't need her because I can go to the Acme Widget website and I can see all the same marketing.
Right.
And I can get Acme widgets from anybody. I have a friend who just told me, not 3 minutes ago, I told her I talked to her after this live, that something that she utilizes that she wanted to be an affiliate for, doesn't want her to be an affiliate because she doesn't do it the way that they want their affiliates. And she's all upset. And I was like, hip, hip, hooray. That's awesome for her because you know what? What they have is a piece of what she brings to people, just a piece. And those other pieces she can make money with. But now she doesn't have to go pretend that that is the whole answer because it's her. See, you're the game changer. That's why you have to be in your marketing. You're the unique set apart that changes the game and brings a different take on whatever it is to the marketplace. Think about this. A lot of people go to church and they all have the same book. Okay. So why does somebody go to this church versus that church? Because that particular environment, community, spokesperson, preacher, their perspective, the way that they've taken the material that everybody's using and presenting it, that's your vibe. So they attract their vibe. But they don't have any original material. Well, they have the ultimate original material, but everybody else has it too.
You know, it's funny because you talk about that, and I can think about a million circumstances in my life. Like when I was getting married, I wanted to lose weight, and I went to Weight Watchers. And we recently went to see Oprah, and it was sponsored by Weight Watchers. And it was interesting because I had one leader that I loved, and if she was there, I was in heaven. And if there was the other leader, she was like the Gestapo, and I hated her. I didn't want to go. When I was early in my career, I'd go to one particular meeting because I loved the person who was presenting the material. Another meeting, another leader, I wasn't very interested in. Why do you come to Alive? Why are you here? Why are you willing to? Jason says he likes you. Because before I said, have you met Lisa yet?
Oh, Taylor Thompson is a man. I was just spent the weekend away with Taylor last weekend.
But wait, you passed the Jason Nagel test.
Okay. Well, if Jason likes me.
If Jason's giving you his stamp of approval, you're all right. Why do you watch one live and not another? Why do you tune in? Why do you we always joke, do you like Gary Vee or do you like Grant Cardone? Who do you like? Some people like one, some people like the other.
And I'll give you another example. And I will not say the name because I greatly respect his material and who he is as a human being. There is a source I use for information, and his ability to articulate the information, if you read it, it's amazing. And I've done so much in my career using that information. But to listen to him is to fall asleep and drive off the road if you're tired. He speaks so calmly and in such a monotone that it's never going to amp you up. But if you read it, it can amp you up because you're hearing it in your take. So I will do his material and somebody will say, well, where'd you get that? And I said, well, this is where it came from. Like, well, he said that? Every time I listen to him, I can't follow it because it's just so the same tone all the time. Blah, blah, blah. And I said, me too. That's why I read him.
So think about it. One of the things I like, and we're here, this is the first time I've been at the lake house. I've been to Lisa's home in Dallas many, many times. But this is the first time I've been here. And how long have you had the house?
Oh, the story of the house. But I think the house now, I think that July will be, or August or September somewhere, there'll be 3 years.
Yeah. So from the minute she was moving in, she was like, you have to come, you have to come, you have to come. And I've been a delinquent friend for an assortment of reasons. So I finally get here and I walk in and it's lovely and it's just homey, but she has this kitchen and we're not going to turn the camera to show you. Lisa loves to cook, right? And so Lisa does a lot of videos while she's cooking, which is ironic because when
it's my fake Food Network show.
Fake Food Network, right? I like that. We're going to get you a little logo for the time. Food Network.
Fake Food Network show.
So what's interesting is when I'm at Lisa's house in Dallas and now here, we haven't done it yet here, but when I'm at Lisa's house in Dallas, almost always I'm sitting at the table in right there and she's cooking and she's talking to me and telling me all these things while she's cooking. So it's just like being with her. That's one of her trademarks. And now she gets to do it, right? Now she gets to do it. What is something that you love? I mean, should you be doing your videos while you're out fishing? Should you be, what do you love? Where are you into? I know. Well,
thank you, Mr. DeMille. I'm ready for my close-up.
I know. Okay.
Well, here's it's a thing. It's it's what are you? You know, I think so many people confuse what they are, or well, confuse is wrong. It's how do you view what you're selling? See, I love all the tools once I understand them. But if somebody's watching me cook, I am on my Fake Food Network show. The norm is have fun and don't take it too seriously. Because I love to cook, but it is my therapy. It is my escape because I work business. You have to be very serious. You have to be very precise and always thinking. And when I'm in the kitchen, if I'm out of something, I'll try something else. And very often I invent things. People are like, I love your whatever it is. How I'm like, well, I was out of this one day. So I thought I'd use that and that didn't work. So then it became a process of turning it into something edible.
Yeah.
And I have a lot of fun with it. So that attracts a lot of people because a lot of people are very intimidated by cooking. And, you know, to look at me, it's a lot of things that's not intimidating. So that's
you know what she made me this morning? I have a photo. I did take a photograph. I didn't post it yet because I've been doing my Instagram stories. I didn't get around to it. She made sausage, gravy, and biscuits this morning.
I did. So good. It's so good.
Evil. It was like, wow.
But you know, it's funny. I never knew how to make that. That was the type of thing you always went out for because it just wasn't something I never thought about making it. And one day we wanted it. And the only thing that was open was the grocery store because it was very late at night. We'd all been out and everybody said, oh, it would be so good. And we could have gone to Pancake House or one of the Waffle House. But late at night, it's all the teenagers and they make you feel like really old on the weekend. I'm like, how hard can this be to make? You know, it can't be that hard to make. I read like 3 different recipes because I wanted to find the common theme of to create the base. And then I opened up a seasoning cabinet and I said, well, this will go and this will go. A nice
Michigan girl making biscuits and gravy.
And that'll go. And Diane identified today so many that I tried, I never liked. They had too much sage in them. Do you know the one thing I don't put in mine is sage?
I knew it. It's a weird flavor.
And I like sage when used properly. But that taste, I was going away from that taste. So it never occurred to me to add it. And I never have. So that's pretty.
By the way, Olivia is our resident foodie. She and Brian, her partner, have a cooking show, a Fake Food Network, but yours is Fake Food Network, but another cooking show. Yes. So big foodies. So
you guys let me ask you a question. When you go out to market, what is your desired outcome? Do you look at your desired outcome? So many people, what they want to make this many sales or that many, I mean, they don't really set an outcome. And for me, it's to find the people that are looking for me for something. I put myself into my marketing because they may not want to buy what they think I'm selling today, or today may not be the right day, but I want them to buy me because if they buy, and I want the people that want to buy me to buy me. I don't want to change. I only want to attract my tribe because here's the cool thing. The people that buy you, when you have something, a solution for a problem that they're looking for a solution for, they will try yours. They will try yours. They will try yours with an honest attempt. They want to use what you use. So that's audience building. That's finding your audience. Because if I was cooking, when I cook, people say, what do you use? And I know that I sold like 200 of those mini chaffle irons, for chaffle waffle irons, or whatever they're called, dash things, the dash thing for $10 on Amazon, simply because I was making these chaffles all the time and people said, well, what do you use? Well, that's not the only one and that's not the only thing you can use, but they're inexpensive, they're convenient. And I know I sold 200 of them or more. I'm not in that business, but that's okay. If I get a great spatula and I talk about it, people want to buy that spatula. But one day, if I ever come up with Lisa's seasoning blend, because I make a lot of my own seasonings, mixing things together, either because I can't find them over here because I think I can improve upon it. And one day, if I ever do make a seasoning blend, I'm convinced that everybody will buy it from me because that's something that I will make money on.
Oy vey.
Yeah, and I will make money on that. But I don't care because if you have your audience that buys your vibe and you're bringing value to them and you're bringing yourself to it, then anything that they need or any solution that you offer that's also a solution for them that you yourself are using, they're going to buy from you.
Guys, what have I been telling you for years? Those of you that follow me, right?
So, yeah, a lot of people, the old style of marketing was push marketing. in your face push marketing. And it became all about the Acme widget. But today, if you have a big enough audience, somebody's going to raise their hand to any question that you ask.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, literally people, and I'm sure they do to you too. They reach out to me all the time and go, hey, who do you know that carries this? Or where do I get this? Or I'm looking to buy this. Do you have a link for it?
Exactly.
And because they want to have that relationship with me because I've served them or entertained them or brought up
or because they
friends.
trust you.
Yeah, exactly.
You know, and that's what it is. And I think that that's the key. And I teach this all the time. And what's so funny is I had a marketing professor where I actually learned that, but I didn't know.
You actually took a marketing class?
In college, I took a gazillion marketing
I
classes.
didn't. I didn't know you had that background.
And yeah, well, you know, they didn't really call it marketing back then, but it was like introduction to business, something rather than marketing underneath
I
that.
thought you took more like social science.
I was taking business classes and that was one of them, but it wasn't really, because I never thought of myself as a salesperson or a marketeer. I wanted to understand business. And I think it's important to understand what your outcome is because it dictates the way that you handle yourself because it's the perspective that you approach the challenge with. I always say I play the long game. I play the game so long out. Hey, Soraya. Oh, I love Soraya.
So
I love you all, but Soraya and I spent the weekend together last weekend.
Olive is my,
Olive, I want to meet you.
Olive, we're going to Washington, D.C. to see Soraya. She's going to take us somewhere exciting.
Well, Soraya promised me she'd come to the lake at some point, so you can come back up here.
Soraya, come to the lake when I'm at the lake, and then we'll be at the lake.
Soraya's moving. She's done moving.
Where?
Oh, well, soon.
I haven't gotten her update.
But when she gets done with all that. But anyway, I digress. So when you go out and you build an audience that you bring value to every day, you will always sell. When I met Diane, she could tell me, you know, if I send out a letter about something I truly believe in and use, underline that integrity and authenticity. Everything she's recommending is something she herself genuinely loves and uses, which is why her audience trusts her so much. So she never surrenders to the, I don't really love it, but I know I could get people to buy it thing. Because that's
for the sake of the money.
That's short-term thinking, not playing the long game. So she would tell me if I send out an email, I will get this many people will buy, this percentage of people will buy whatever it is off the bat. And this percentage of people will buy it if they like it. And this percentage of people will think about it and maybe buy it someday. And this percentage of people like hanging out with me and they're never going to buy anything anyway, but that's fine. If I'm bringing value to their lives, isn't it wonderful?
Yeah.
So then it's very simple. If I know that if 100 people, if I have 100 people in my tribe and that 10% are going to buy it, and I want to sell 20, the idea isn't to go sell it to the 10 that want it and then sell it to 10 people that really don't because I've got great salesmanship or I've got great marketing or I can put together a great something.
A funnel.
It's why don't I just continue doing what I'm doing with my outcome being I'm going to raise my tribe to 20 to 200 people that genuinely want to be there because I know out of the people that genuinely want to be there, 10% are going to buy it no matter what. Now I have 20 buyers for this. Diane Hochman teaches me how to think. And that's what you got to do, Mindy. The technical of the email to build it, but you know why you built it. And that's the key.
You know, Seth Godin says that if you have 1,000 fans, as he called them back in the day.
Super fans, that's all you need.
Right? 1,000, you'll make a living perfectly fine, no problem whatsoever.
You know, it's so interesting that you brought that up. That's what I was going to tell you. One of the things that got to me when we talked about the waiting list today is, and we'll go by thousands, but that's all of this is to get the absolute right 1,000 people into that group.
That's right.
And I will bring superficial window. You can stand at the window and I will bring you value every single day. And I don't care if it takes 100,000 people because they'll do stuff too. But what I'm looking for is the 1,000.
Yep. Absolutely.
Love them. Oh, if you love people, you love people. And if you don't, you don't. So I absolutely agree with you, Kelly. I love anybody who wants to contribute in whatever capacity they can to Smiles. And I cannot stand people that want to come to a room and take the oxygen out of it.
Yeah.
And I don't care how much money they'll pay for the privilege. I would say, you don't have to pay for emptying the room. I'll empty it for you for free and you can have it all by yourself.
Right. Right. Now, and think about it. There's lots of people running around with the wrong attitude. And I've always said to you guys, a line that was taught to me by my mentor is I'm looking for people that are looking for me. And there's a magnetic connection. That's why I'm so into attraction marketing, because when it happens, and you have to be visible for people to find you. However you want to be visible. You want to advertise, you want to do Facebook Lives, you want to post things, you want to do Instagram stories, you want to do Facebook stories. I don't know what your vibe is, what your jam is, but you have to, people can't find you and buy from you if they don't know you're there. So we have to. And I remember when I first met Lisa, it was like 8 years ago or something. I remember what it was.
Hi, Taylor.
Oh, Taylor. See, somebody was just tagging everybody, which was awesome. I didn't see who it was. I saw somebody tagging everybody. This whole idea of the things we do today, because lives weren't prevalent, all these things that we have today are prevalent, and this idea of an audience seems so foreign. But guys, all of you have an audience. Every single one of you, you have the people that know you, the people that like you, the people that trust you, your friends out on media, your friends locally, etc. Every single one of you has that. And the way I always look at social media, and maybe the reason why I was successful at it, is I just looked at it as a way to meet a whole heck of a lot of people.
And something you said just triggered for me. If Diane and I liked horror movies, I don't, she might, but I don't. But if we did, and we wanted to produce a highly profitable horror movie, we would want to produce the best horror movie for people that like horror movies. So they go talk to other people that like horror movies. I can't imagine that we would go out and say, hey, I know how we're going to be successful. All the people like horror movies, they already have their favorite movie.
I know.
We're going to make the movie that's going to take all the people that hate horror movies and like it. And then it'll be all ours. So that would work. Oh, Masha, hi, darling.
Masha has the boo-boo. Hello.
Oh, I miss you so much. So what do you really love? See, so many people get caught up in, like I said, the marketing of what it is. I share things that I love, but that is not who I am. That's who I am sharing what I love.
Yep.
So I love a lot of things. So if I was going to build a community or build an audience, certainly there are a lot of people in the world of network marketing in my audience, or direct sales or home-based business. That's a lot of the people that I know and they follow me. But the last thing I'm ever going to build a specific community around is the exact product that I'm selling.
Right.
Because then it's about them, or the exact field that I'm in. Because I don't want to teach network marketing only. If I did, I'd be teaching in a college somewhere under the title Network Marketing 101. So if I go out and I'm doing cooking stuff and I love it, eventually I can have a conversation with people about anything. Diane and I cover the gamut from A to Z and everything in between in our conversations, because she's my vibe. She's my tribe. I went on a weekend a week ago with a lot of incredible women. It was nothing that I expected and everything that I needed, because we all have that vibe of let's go make the world a better place. We're all abundance thinkers. All of you are abundance thinkers. Who cares if somebody shows up in the bleachers and today is hiding behind the curtain and really isn't ready to come out and share or buy? Maybe one day they will. And if they don't, it doesn't cost you anything.
Yep.
It doesn't cost you anything to deliver the content, to find your tribe and whoever else wants to show up, as long as they don't take away from it, and your audience will grow and your audience will share it. So when you take you to your marketing, what do you love best? Here's an exercise for you. I love this. I want you to write down 5 things that you love, 5 things that you absolutely love that have nothing to do with what you sell.
Yep.
And then I want you to write down 5 things that you love that are directly impacted by what you sell. If you're in the health business, maybe you love to work out. Maybe you love all this athletic wear. I love it because it's comfortable and I can run around in it. If you saw my wardrobe, you think I live in the gym. I don't go to the gym. I seldomly wear workout clothes to work out in. I just like them.
She is. She's wearing these cute leggings today. I thought they were adorable.
Oh, and I have 30 pairs of these, and not one of them has ever seen a gym.
That's okay. We'll go for our walk.
The last time I went to a gym, it was because I heard they sold cute leggings there.
They sold what?
Cute leggings there.
Cute leggings.
I heard that particular gym had a really cute line of leggings.
Oh, God.
But if you are in health and wellness and you love to cook, that's directly impacted by what you do, or you chose that because of what you love. So you're going to indirectly connect with people, because of that. And then talk about the things you love, share the things you love, and you will end up in conversations about the things you sell. Yep. And the people will end up buying them.
Yep. It's just natural. It's just a natural transition. I love travel. And in fact, I'm really getting into the
One
stories.
Would never know following you that you love travel.
By the way, my daughter just messaged me. She's like, be careful.
Diane could really have the target on Facebook Live on the sea. I don't know of anybody who does as many lives on from boats as she does. So, as a matter of fact, you could be the spokesperson for a joint venture between a cruise line and Facebook.
Actually, that would be
Facebook Cruises. Facebook Cruises.
So I just started doing, I've always done little videos and things about travel, but I did some stories the other day because I'm really trying to up my story game. And I was just giving a tip because I was at the gate waiting for the plane to load, and it was a small plane, and everybody was grumbling because they had to gate check their bag. What's the difference between checked and gate checked? I got so many messages, and then people started asking, what is it that you do? Boom. It was just so easy. It was like fishing in a barrel.
What's really funny to me, and a lot of people get upset about gate checking their bag, but here's the thing. If you check that bag, I don't. I travel a lot. I fly a lot. But most people have to pay money.
Right.
Okay. So they think they pack this itty bitty teeny thing where they never have enough stuff.
Yep.
But especially you can pack pretty carry-on that they'll let you have is pretty big. And nobody ever packs that size. They just take less. But if you got something that can get through security, the gate check is the biggest hack that there is.
Under the
you
sun.
take everything you want and you take it for free and you get it. You get to take it all the way to the gate, and you usually get it first.
Almost always.
Almost always, they give it to you when you go off the plane. So people are getting upset about it, and I'm like, that's how you save $25.
Yep.
And get what you want.
Yep. The only time you don't want to do that, guys, is if you have a tight layover. You don't want to be standing there waiting for a bag if you have to get to another
Exactly.
plane.
If you're changing planes, you have to think about that. So I never understand why people get upset about it.
Because they don't understand. They don't understand, which is why I did the little video just explaining it. So what happens is people in the airport then saw me doing it and they go, well, what are you doing? And I said, oh, I'm just doing a little video explaining the difference between this and this. What do you do? Boom. What do you do? Where are you going? Blah, blah, blah. And then the conversation's open. And as soon as the conversation's open, they just start telling you about what it is they want. It's very easy to talk to them. And they'll get their contact info.
If you put you into your marketing and you utilize, let me back up. So many people will take a company or a provider or a vendor's pretty good assets. They're pretty good assets, but they decide they need to be in a better system. And they'll spend all this time building their system and taking people to their system.
Yeah.
When to me, if they've got stuff that's good, the reason it may not be good enough is because they don't have the tour guide. So if I spend my time doing what only I can do, so why am I going to go take their good enough system and focus my time on making it perfect when instead, like, let's use this system, gets the job done because it lets me do many more conversations about things that are going to bring value to them and further the outcomes that I'm seeking. Because my outcome is not to own the world's most perfect system. And I don't think it's anybody else's either, unless they're in the system business. But sometimes they get so wrapped up in it, I want to remind them, are you in the system business, or is the system a tool for the business that you're in? Mm-hmm. And if it is, can't you make it simpler utilizing what's there and maybe put together a roadmap? Maybe put together a one-page thing that says, click and watch this, then click and watch that, then send me a message saying this, then click and watch that. If I put it all together in a beautiful, self-contained system that is away from where the people are, that isn't on Facebook and isn't on Instagram and isn't on all these things, because now I've got the people captive. Well, that's what you have an email list for, or a ManyChat list, or whatever list it is. But to go build a whole infrastructure with people that are saying, well, the reason I'm never there is it's not Facebook. And I like to hang out on Facebook. And when I'm on Facebook and you do something, it pops up in my notifications and I can jump over and see it and go back to what I was doing. And you want to take me all the way over here and it's lonely over there and I don't like it over there.
Do you know how many people I watched do that? They built these systems.
Taj Mahals.
Yes, they built these things and nobody would go. And they couldn't understand why there was no discussion in their boards and noted it. And I'm like, you took them away. But let me say one thing, Lise. Anybody who's studied with me any period of time knows I call that being Julie, your cruise director, right? I always talk about being Julie, your cruise director. Julie didn't make the drinks, right? Julie didn't make the drinks. Isaac did. She said the bar's over there. Julie didn't cook the food. She said the buffet's on the Lido deck. Julie didn't, fix the sick people. Hopefully there's no sick people on cruises lately, but she sent them to dock. Julie didn't fix the bills. She sent them to Gopher. Julie just stood there with a clipboard and went,
and
hey,
why
great
did
question.
Everybody love Julie the best?
Yes,
because Julie was the one asking them, where are you from?
How are you
today?
Did you have a great time in Puerto Vallarta today?
Oh, I'm so happy for you.
I love your piñata you bought on the, on your shore excursion.
If you'll utilize the tools and just inject you into it, then you can spend time with people having the conversations that they want to have, which are almost exclusively always going to be about them.
Them.
They want to have conversations about them. But if you're spending all your time doing all this other stuff, now you sound like a walking brochure and they really can't figure out how it's about them. You know why people want something named after them? You go to a restaurant and it's like the Milton Berle double-decker corned beef sandwich. Why? Because Milton Berle wants you to know that you're eating that sandwich because of him.
Yes.
That he's the one they made it for.
Yes.
So make you be the person that they remember, found them the answer. Not that nobody ever remembers. Michelangelo built painted the Sistine Chapel.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think there's one person that can tell you who built it. I don't think there's one person that can tell you who designed it.
Because he embellished it. He beautified it. He made it somewhere you wanted to be.
Exactly.
Whoa.
Exactly. No, but I don't think anyone can tell you who the original designer was. I'm sure if you Google it, you can find it.
That right there was worth the price of admission of this fine live that we're going to wrap up in a minute. Guys, seriously, think about that. Nobody remembers who built the Sistine Chapel, but everybody remembers who painted it. Nobody cares about the ingredient in your product that does this and that. Everybody knows who introduced them to it. I know exactly who introduced me to the industry. I know exactly these people.
I'm going to steal from Taylor on this because this is so profound the way that she phrases it. So many people are telling people what it is, not what it does. People want to know what it does, specifically what it does or can do for them.
Yep.
For them.
Who's it for and what does it do? Who's it for and what does it do? It's it.
And you know what you want to be? The person they remember led them to the answers that did something for them. So if you get them in front of the video, they don't care where the video is being premiered. They don't care that you built this incredible cosmic movie theater. They don't care about that. They care who recommended them to see the movie that they liked and who told them when the movie was over where to go next.
Yep.
Hey, Nicola.
Yeah, we got the whole crew.
Oh my goodness.
All the people I didn't get to see last week.
I know she was so sad and she was so sick.
Nicola, I missed you. I'm sorry I didn't get
Nicola,
to see you.
You have to come to the lake too. Everybody has to come to the lake. At some point.
Like Tom Chenault has been like, he commented, he said the lives that some people live. He was commenting on my
Did you see his new house? I'm so happy for him. It's gorgeous.
Is it? Beautiful. Guys,
on the lake. His beautiful new house that's on the lake. Did I forget the on the lake part?
Yeah.
That's our town. He's been
sending me some fun messages lately. So guys, I hope you got some goodness out of this. It's so important to add yourself, your special flavor, your special mix to what it is you're marketing, because in the end, it's you. It's you that brings this product or service out to the marketplace. It's you that's building this audience. It's you that people remember and love and will come to time and time again.
I'll give you one thing to think about. I think the questions that we ask to formulate strategy dictate the strategy that we formulate. Mm-hmm. And so many people, they're always, what do you want people to do? When something, that's their outcome. I want people to do X. I want people to do Y. You know what, Diane and I, and I know a lot of people, I know Nicola does this. I know Taylor does this. I'm always focused on what do I want people to feel.
I was just going to say, I know exactly what you're going to say.
Feel. And if you'll think about that, because then it doesn't really matter what they do today. If they feel good today, but today's not the day to buy or start or whatever it is, they'll come back because it made them feel good. And if they feel good or empowered or great by being there, people tend to gravitate toward things that make them feel good and feel better about themselves. And even though you can sell to people by making them feel bad, they tend to be repelled by things that make them feel bad about themselves.
And eventually they don't.
Eventually they stop showing up, not because of anything was wrong with what the opportunity or the product, but because the mental connection they make is that makes me feel bad. I'm not going to go. I'm not going to go.
And when you think about it, if you've ever changed the products you're representing or the companies you're affiliated with or the people that you're working with, it's usually because of the way you felt. So Eric Worre describes it as high noon. He says the clock is ticking. And when somebody hits their high noon, when it's time for them to make a change, whether it's I need to lose weight or I need to clean up my finances or I need to make more money, who's at the top of their mind when it hits high noon?
That was my goal was always I want people to do what makes them happy. And what's unusual for a lot of people with me is that I will have people in my space call me 5 times a day, every day. And 90% of the time, after listening to them, I will always want to share my product, but I do not try to enroll them in my business. What I try to do is refer them to somebody that I know is ethical, has high integrity, great skill, will mentor them great in something that they're looking for. Because I want to be everybody's first phone call. I want them to know that they can call me and I'm going to help them because one day, someday, if it's meant to be, we'll be working together. But people that you bring value to your life, you're always working together, just not sometimes in ways that are as visible to others or as easy to describe or articulate as, yes, we started a business together. Diane and I have worked together for years. And we've played at some things together. But that was kind of because we wanted to play together more than I could have called it serious work. But we're always working together.
And it's just a matter of, when the time is right, when the project's right. But when you're with the right people, you always come to work together. My
father used to say, with people, if you want good luck, be with good people. And that's me. I, at this point in my life, I'm old now, older. Not old, older, wiser.
More mature.
I'm wiser. I'm not older. I'm wiser. I like that word better. I have an overabundance of awesome people. That is the secret to my life today, is that I have such an overabundance of awesome people in my life.
That's it.
And you're all awesome people because I know when I go to Diane and we talk to her tribe, the awesome people show up. And everybody's definition of awesome is, but I can tell you, if you know what I love about lives, and this is why you should really put yourself in your marketing, when you do a live, you really never know who decided not to tune in.
So there's no rejection.
The old fear of rejection that we used to have, the people that are there and keep coming back, they're your tribe. They're attracted by what you're doing and what you're saying and everything else. And it really doesn't matter. If if you have 5,000 friends on Facebook and 37 show up, you don't know what happened with the other 4,700 that night, and who cares?
No, and beyond that, so let's say right now we have however many are on, great. I didn't pre-advertise or pre-promote this. So now people share it and it ends up being reviewed and I do a watch party and everything else, and hundreds, sometimes thousands of people end up seeing all of it. And in fact, often thousands. And
Me too.
That's powerful. We don't always expect that people are going to be on live. Lots of people have a lot of stuff going on. It's prime time, et cetera, et cetera. It's bedtime for kids and so on. So this is what I want to tell you guys, and then we're going to wrap it up. I'm not at liberty to tell you what it is, because I can't. She would kill me. She's right here next to me. But I want you guys to keep your eyes open on this woman. She has something very special that's going to be coming out to help a lot of people. She's very passionate about this. We're working on a kind of an online project, and it's something that I think is going to make a big difference for a lot of people.
Yes, you heard her correctly. Lisa's going online.
Yes, she has an internet
That could be
project
a sitcom. Lisa goes online.
Lisa goes online with like internet things, like fancy dancy internet things. She is. So, but it's that's why I'm up here this week.
Yes,
and,
I need a ponytail. We get it. For the next thing we do, I need to have a ponytail.
You can do whatever you want.
I don't have this thing here yet. I would always show you how I do a ponytail if I had a ponytail holder.
Look,
but I don't.
just be happy. I have clean hair. It is not fixed.
She's gorgeous, isn't she?
I'm gorgeous.
She's gorgeous.
Yes.
She's absolutely beautiful.
So she's got a special project that we're working on. And there's a couple people involved in some of this cool stuff. And we have our heads down here. We're also hiding up here at the lake because of all the sensational news right now. It's so ridiculous.
But also because we get so much done. I mean, today, anybody who would have had a camera on today, and what a reality show that might have made. And for those of you who were together last week, sort of the same type of thing, you would say, I thought they went up there to work because it was the most unorganized thing.
We did do a little dancing on the front
every
porch.
gamut. We were dancing on the porch. We found, our go-to songs. But I've had so many epiphanies today that it's roughly the equivalent of when the paper's due tomorrow and you haven't started it on paper yet, but you know you're going to get an A because all you got to do is it's going to flow. I can see the whole thing. I'm so excited.
Yep. And guys, really, I want to remind you, if you're isolating yourself, and I've been somebody that does this, and Lisa will tell you, I didn't come out to play for a couple of years. If you're isolating yourself and you're not connecting minds with people online and then in person is even better, don't do that. Okay. Because that's not going to get your business to where you want it to go. You need to think with people. You need to engage with people. You need to exchange ideas with people. It makes all the difference in the world. Just today alone, the epiphanies. I mean, more than once, each of us went like multiple times through, I was like, right there. And we went back and forth, and it was massive dialogue. And at times it was spicy. It was a little heated at times. And we were back and forth, and this is not, and at the end of the day, we think together.
We do.
And it's pretty cool.
And we inspire thinking between each other.
Yeah. And that's why I hold my groups and different things. And for those of you guys that are not taking advantage and really engaging, those of you that are involved in different projects, or maybe you're here watching tonight and you're involved with Project with Lisa because she has different things for her people. Guys, you got to take advantage of these environments because this is where the magic happens. The magic doesn't happen alone scrolling on your phone. The magic happens through engagement. And I don't mean engagement like they've been teaching you to, like and comment. I'm talking about actually connecting and having discussion and exchanging ideas.
You should have brought that up.
What?
I have something to say on that subject. We'll have to do it on another line.
Okay. Which subject?
On engagement.
Oh, don't start me. Okay.
No, yes, but we are going to do a live. I did one on my wall a couple of weeks ago, just coming to this, but we're going to do a live on that subject because it drives me crazy.
Yep. Facepalm. Right. So
hand bumps.
That's it.
Oh, yes. By the way, this is the public service announcement part of the evening. With everything that's going on in the world, don't freak out. Fist bump, don't shake hands, wash your hands a lot. Wash your hands a lot. Get some extra toilet paper, get some extra paper towel, and
hide at the lake.
And enjoy life. Enjoy life.
And Lisa did just come back from Hong Kong, so she knows what's going on out there. It's all good. Kelly just said, genuinely connect. Guys, I will sometimes be working with a group and I will put something out and there's like crickets. And if you guys really want a home business, if you really want one, if you truly want one, and it's okay if you're just hanging out because we love you. But for those of you that do, you got to get in there. You got to mix it up. You got to be open. Like today, Lisa's got 31 years of experience She's been all over the world. She's done a lot of stuff. She has much more experience than me. So I could walk in here and not be willing to be wrong or to exchange ideas or to not be willing to take her experience. Or I can walk in here and I have an ego. And sometimes she has to knock me around a little bit. But why would I not take advice? Why would I not take that? And on the flip side, she takes advice from me on internet matters
all of it.
and all
I
that
don't
other
know.
stuff.
See, but I have the easier role. I have more experience in network marketing, direct selling than Diane does, but she's got experience and she's bright and she's intuitive and she has a good critical thinking logic. I can make a Facebook post all by myself now. All by myself.
And you don't know where we started. You guys, you really don't know.
Okay.
It's been
3
long years. 8 long years.
So I was dancing on social media because I made a Bitly link. I learned how
You made a Bitly link?
Not only did I make a Bitly link, but I went in just to make a Bitly link and learned you can actually give it a name, as opposed to leaving the only link.
Yes.
So I learned how to make a personalized Bitly link. My daughter taught me. We could not really understand why I was so excited just with her. Oh my gosh. She really was at a loss when I went into the Facebook Live to celebrate the fact that
I want you guys to understand my nickname is the Digital Dingbat and she's the Techno Idiot. So you put us together with 51 years of experience in marketing.
What Diane has to put up with when here's the thing.
I come to her house for years because she'd say, "Oh, come help me do this," and then she'd be like, "Let's go to the movies." I'd be like, "No, Lisa, we have to do this." No, let's go to the mall.
You forget. I'm the girl who was convinced whoever was a wife beater.
Yes. So I'm like, "Come on, we're going to build your list." Let's go for a foot rub, which is like a pedicure, but different. So let's make some popcorn and watch West Wing, the whole 7 seasons. She's like, I'll make snacks. And the next thing there's like flatbreads and olives.
Not do it because it was so intimidating. So can you imagine what she has to go through to get me to do something? And here's what's really funny. I called her and said, okay, I'm going to surrender to the process.
Oh, my Esther's here. Mama.
I said, I'm going to surrender to the process. And Diane thought that I meant the process that everybody else is doing with a particular tool, the formula. So she said, you got to get your something together. So I said, okay. So I'm putting it together and we're talking about.
Oh, no, let me tell the story properly. Okay.
Well, I didn't want to go into the whole thing.
And I'm not going to tell you guys what the project is about, but
this is hysterical.
Lisa told me that she wanted to use a particular tool. And so I thought it was weird that she wanted to do this thing, but I was like, okay, there's Angel now. There's Angel. We're interneting it up.
I wasn't shared by my page. I was so excited.
I know you didn't share. Yeah.
Because I was so excited.
No, I didn't, and I didn't make you share. But so Lisa
share.
said, I want to use this. I'm talking here.
Okay.
She said, I want to use this particular internet tool. And she told me she had a consultant to build it and everything else, but she wanted me to help with the flow. So I think this is unusual. Lisa wants to use this, but hey, if Lisa wants to, so I start to help her with what everybody else does. Now, anybody who knows me knows I never do what anybody else does, right? But I think, all right, well, I'm going to help her because she wants to do this thing. So we went through hours today, back and forth, until finally I realized she didn't want to do what everybody else does. Silly me, thinking that she wanted to set this up like internet marketers do. She wanted to set it up like a digital dingbat and a techno idiot set it up, which means Angel says she misses us. We miss you too, baby. I hope you're feeling good. We miss you. I've been sick
so
myself.
much we miss you. But the thing was so funny. I agreed. I am so clear. So if we're going to give you the message out of all this, I finally could see clearly what I wanted to create. Now, I didn't know if there was going to be an elevator or a staircase, but I knew where I wanted to go.
Yeah.
And so I said to Diane, I now understand it. I'm ready to put the tools in that can help me be more efficient, effective. I surrender to the process.
Yeah.
So today we're going through all this. And as she starts to realize that what I'm describing doesn't require this thing that everybody does,
No.
she says to me, why did you want this? I'm like, I didn't want it. I didn't know.
She thought I told her she had to do it. I thought she asked for it. It's like the gift of the Magi here.
Yeah, she said, I thought you said I needed to do this. And I was surrendering to the process.
Because you want to use the tool. So bottom line, guys, your spin on your marketing doesn't, just because everybody else is doing something doesn't mean you have to do that. But on the flip side, you have to have enough wisdom to understand how to utilize your company, your products, your services, your presentations, etc. You have to know how to plug into something, but put your own spin on it. And that's what we're doing. And so it was many hours of fun-filled conversation until I finally said, well, I would never do it that way. And she goes, well, I don't want to do it that way. And then we were like, ah. So
well, I think what's really the takeaway from that is this. If Diane and I have a unique quality that I think you'll find among a lot of people, maybe even you, is I have a knack for looking at the way somebody is using something and seeing another use for what it does.
Me too.
So when I looked at it and I wasn't articulate, I said, I could use this to fill this gap. And then Diane will come in and say, and you can do this and this and this. Well, how about this? And all of a sudden, we're in a whole nother vertical, to use marketing language.
Yeah.
But very seldomly do I use things. I use things as intended, but very seldomly do I use them only as intended. Even when I'm in the kitchen. I use them for leverage.
Yeah, you're right. You do use things not as intended. In the kitchen.
Very seldomly do I use things as intended, or I expand on what they can do because I just kind of see that. And then all of a sudden other people are doing it as well. So I think you have to understand things well enough to be able to understand where you can apply them, but you don't necessarily have to use things only the way somebody else is using them, because half the stuff is in discovering new takes on old things or old takes on new things.
Yeah. And this will be a prime example. A lot of people think when you do a Facebook Live, you have to have a certain format and you have to ask everybody, where are you coming in from? And, drop a one of, and I'm not picking on or anybody, because lots of people do this extremely effectively. It's not my style. So people think they have to do this certain format and they feel it's not them, so they can't use live. And I just use live. Oh, look, she says hi to us. You said hi to us.
I wanted to see how it worked.
Oh, okay.
Because I was on my page and I couldn't tell.
So you don't have to, you don't have to use the tool just the way other people use a tool to make it your own, if it allows you to talk to more people, if it allows you to be more visible. And I've always been the weird kid that did weird stuff with, ever since I worked at the college back in the day. The dean was like, what are you doing? And I was like, watch. And then I would promote an event and it would be full and sold out. And he'd be like, how did you do that? Because I used helium balloons, not as intended. Don't ask. So
No, you guys, you know how I'm always talking about you got what? I don't know how many people that I've just shared this watching, but if you watch me a lot, I'm always pounding into people's heads. You have the cookie. Why do you act like everybody else has the cookie? I got this from her.
I've got the cookie.
And when I've told people, if I were to go stand in a room, a weight loss room with a bag full of cookies, I would have people jumping over each other to get the cookies that none of them are supposed to be eating.
Yeah.
I can say that with certainty, not because I'm so talented, but I have actually seen her do it. I have seen her go on stage, remember?
Me? With the cookies. With the cookies. Yeah, I did that.
With the cookies.
I'm speaking at an event. They asked me last minute to speak at an event.
You have got to hear this. You have to tell the story. This is a game changer.
We're at an event, and last minute, they go, hey, Di, would you fill in and would you speak? Somebody can't speak or something, or would you speak? And I'm like, well, yeah, I'll speak. And so, of course, I have nothing prepared. Absolutely nothing prepared.
No props.
So, yeah. And so I said to them, do you have anybody that could run to the store and bring me back like some trays of cookies? And they're like, cookies? And I go, yeah, chocolate chip cookies. I need you to bring back chocolate chip cookies. And they're like, well, how many? I said, I don't know, some big trays from the supermarket. You know how they make those trays like we were at a Sam's Club or whatever yesterday, BJ's, Costco, whatever we were at. And they had, it was probably like 40 cookies on a tray. So go get me a couple trays of cookies and come back. They don't know why. And I get up and I do a whole talk. And the talk was about having the cookie. You've got the cookie. If you actually believe you're in the right place with the right people, with the right product, with the right message, with the right heart, you wouldn't chase or beg anybody ever again for anything ever again, because you've got the cookie. And I was taught this years ago by Frank Petrocelli, may he rest in peace, my upline. And I asked him, I said, everybody else is begging people to join them and chasing people. And you're just going golfing and you're out on your boat and you're having the time of your life. What's the difference? He looked at me and he said, Di, I got the cookie. Who am I going to chase? Who am I going to beg? Who am I going to beg? And it's the same, guys, you're sitting here with, I mean, not to toot our horns, but I will, 51 years of experience between the two of us, right? And millions earned and all that other good stuff. And we tend to not talk about that because that's not our bag. But what I want you guys to understand is we don't have to beg you to listen, because somebody will. And that person will do very well. We don't have to beg you to listen. I don't have to chase you. Lisa doesn't have to chase you.
Truly believe in what you got, what you're selling, what you're this, whatever it is. If you believe, then your posture is such that you should just be looking for those that are looking for you. Simply because, anybody can join a business. Anybody can do that. We always say that. You can't work with 1,000 people yourself all at the very same time. You just can't.
Not possible.
And so many people just, be careful what you wish for. Be careful of your intention. If you can't work with 1,000 people that want to be there all at the same time. But if you're begging and modifying and changing and obfuscating and trying to handle the objection and custom fit the thing to everybody, now you're going to end up, if you wish for it, now you're going to have 1,000 people going in 1,000 different directions. We call that herding cats. Okay. So how is that going to work? I'm looking for 10 people at a time that are, whose energy level matches mine, a shared vision to go change the world. And then I'm looking for 10 more and 10 more and 10 more and to get the exponential growth. So that's why I say, look at the long view, look at the outcome. If you get what you wish for, will you be happy? What next? Where do you go from there? And you got great cookies. So the reality is, while anybody can join and it's open to everybody, you do not have an unlimited amount of cookies. Even if you're Mrs. Fields, they run out of cookies at the end of the day at the mall. So the question becomes, are you having a posture that people are standing in line to be one of the people who is lucky enough to get your cookies? Or are you standing on a street corner begging people to eat your cookies, which is going to make very good?
Hey, baby, want a cookie? Think about it, guys. And remember,
I love the cookies.
Remember that was nuts.
No, I'm telling you, you don't know.
I'm like, go get me cookies.
I use that story
really
all the time because it was an analogy. And she said the first time she told it to me, Lisa, I could be in a weight loss convention with people that just came from a lecture and all committed and swore on a stack of Bibles, I will not eat cookies for the next month. And in 15 minutes after they made the pledge, not everybody, but I will find the people in that audience that will run to the stage and trip over people and grab cookies out of people's hands to get the cookie. And if you're in the cookie business, aren't those the people you're looking for?
Yeah. And let me tell you guys something. If you ever happen to be on Facebook and you see that I've changed my Facebook header picture to cookies, pay attention. Because that's what I do when I'm like ready to roll, I change it to cookies. And you'll see it. The chocolate chips will go up periodically. Means I'm up to something.
Oh, yeah.
Hey, Jennifer, how are you?
Thank you so much for that compliment, Jennifer. And by the way, I always go to, this, I had a mentor say to me, I want you to really think about this. This was so profound for me. He said, there's no difference between those. Really, there's no difference between those. A drunk on a park bench, with all due respect to drunks on park benches, and a go-getter entrepreneur, both tell you no difference. Significant difference if they both say yes.
Yes.
There's a significant difference between yeses. So everybody that you're searching for, whether they tell you yes or no, that's up to them and not your choice. We're in the choice business. But if they tell you yes, the prospect should excite you rather than scare you to death.
Yep. 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 Hey, by the way, Jeff Welch, she made me biscuits and gravy today.
I did.
You would be so proud of
Sausage,
her.
biscuit,
Yes,
and gravy.
you would be so proud of her, Jeff.
Or
Because I've
sausage,
been, I've
gravy,
been
and
inviting
biscuits, I
myself over to
guess.
Jeff's house for I don't know how long, because every time he cooks something, I'm drooling.
You know, Jennifer
So-
said, Diane and I, and let me just throw this out there because, you know, since we got on this tack, which is what you and I
By the
do.
way, we were only doing a half an hour.
Yeah, and we got onto one of our things, but our viewership has doubled since we
Yes.
started.
Well, that's because you shared it. So
Yeah, well, I don't know. I can't tell if anybody's watching from there. I don't understand how it all works.
You shared it.
I shared it because I don't want anybody to say I didn't. But here's the thing. Diane and I, for a long time ago, we had this idea, and I never got to tell you why I think it would work great today more than then. But we were going to do this thing called Conversations About Nothing, which in reality is conversations about everything. But it gives you the freedom to really go with the flow and bring different things united by the theme of being better. If you had to ask me what I'm about, what she's about, what I think all of you are about, we had to put a great big umbrella. We are all about making a living by serving others to live a better life.
That's right.
You know, it's not the Peace Corps, but it is not it has to bring the joy. The joy. You have to bring the joy. And that's where the joy comes from. So we were going to do that. We got off on this track and off on that track and off on the other technologies gotten better. And I have all these people saying we need to do more Facebook Lives. We do. We need to do a lot more things. But she goes, I go, even getting together. But if we really decided to do it, even if it was like once a week at a specific time, and it would just be a, you know,
Conversation about
a conversation about things. Sometimes it could be a guest that's there for, we could get some great guests. They could be there for only 30 minutes because that's all the time they have. And sometimes it could be a marathon where we're just telling everybody share, and we could go to. We did those ones. Remember that? My very first Facebook
How many?
Live.
We had like 30,000 views or something.
30,000 views because we went until the battery ran out and we couldn't keep the phone charged. We had it plugged in, but we were using a phone and the charger couldn't keep up with the way that we were making the video.
Yes.
But it went on for hours and we had 30,000 views with I don't think any more than 300 people on at a time, but it was going everywhere.
It was stupid.
So if we did that, and I'm not sure that we're going to, but if we did, and we figured out, you know, maybe on YouTube or maybe using this into a bunch of different places.
This is what's cool. It's going to both YouTube
or maybe a group or maybe a page, maybe a Facebook page that was just these conversations about nothing. And also on YouTube because things tend to get lost on Facebook and people can't get the anthology of crazy. If we're going to take people on a crazy journey, I want them to be able to really go back and revisit and start, you know, at the entry point. Would y'all watch? Would you share? Would you bring your friends? Would you be faithful fans? Would you be one of the 1,000 that we would be looking for? Would you?
Are you looking for us?
Are you looking for you? Would you like that? Because she and I could just hang out all day like we did today and turn a camera on and record for our own posterity. But then again, we could also do it with all of you.
Super fun. Super fun.
See, they're telling us all these great things, but they're not saying that they would come and share with everybody they
Ginny
know.
will come.
So maybe
you'll love Ginny. Ginny
will come. Ginny, would you share? Oh, Jennifer would share.
And she's from Michigan.
I'm from Michigan. Where are you from in Michigan, Ginny?
Where? How does that work? Isn't it?
Jennifer would share too.
There you go.
And Rancy would share.
There you go. All right. So 3 people would share.
3 people.
I feel good. I feel confident.
3 would share with 3.
We have 3 people that like us.
Oh, and Jeff Welch will share because he'll be afraid to tell me that he wouldn't. Because so that we have, there's the fear factor.
Upper Michigan. So isn't it
the Upper
like
Peninsula
or something? Or?
Well, I'll tell you, I lived outside of Detroit, but I hiked from Grand Marais to Munising, pictured rocks, spent a lot of time up there, spent a lot of time in Charlevoix and in Petoskey, Isle Royal.
Brooklyn.
Peter would come and Boyd would come and Tracy would come.
Tracy always comes because Tracy's one of my bestest buddies, and she would bring all the cats. So there you go. He's just from where they filmed it. Down and now.
Jeff, I don't know exactly where that is, but the picture that it brings to mind, tell Diane, we're going to help you package your story and Deliverance is not going to be a part of it.
I haven't seen Jeff in like 5-6 years. It's been a long time.
He used to be around a lot. Where are you now? Here are the banjos.
No. I'm getting
oh my
some
gosh, look at our numbers.
Entertain the crowd. Entertain the crowd while I get
Okay, so here's the thing. How many of you have shared this eclectic journey to wherever it is we're all going tonight. I'm curious. And by the way, that's not an admonishment that you need to go share it. Of course, if you want to go share it, go share it. I'm just trying to learn more about the metrics because I go on my gut. I really don't do anything with the intention of getting somebody to do something. I do it. I'll ask for feedback, and I kind of like, oh, on your page and on your, oh, Jenny, thank you. Oh, Matthew, I don't understand the watch party thing. I'm going to master it because I know there's something there. I know that there's something there, but I don't really understand it. I'm going to learn this.
Okay. And I want to have a conversation about, okay, since we're still here.
We are still here.
And you said we'll talk another night about engagement, but we're going to talk about it for a minute. Guys.
If we're going to talk about it for a minute, yeah, I have to be able to tell my two little things on it, but I have to run and run back. So
you run, I'll entertain the
I'm
multitude
listening.
now. Okay. And I teach people this all the time, but we're going to teach it again and we're going to get Lisa's take on it. If we want to be seen, we must be willing to show others. Okay. What you want, I didn't go to the restroom. I got iced tea, Jeff. Iced tea, I'll have you know, unsweetened because I'm sweet enough, you know? So guys, golden rule, do unto others as you'd have done unto yourself, right? When you share quality content, if you don't know who somebody is or something, you know, you don't necessarily go and share stuff, but when it's people that you know and hopefully trust, I'm hoping you guys trust me. A lot of you guys are part of, you know, my gang, a bunch of you guys are part of Lisa's gang. When you share people's content, then what happens is people start to reciprocate that. And what's interesting is it's not even necessarily direct because I share a lot of people's stuff and I encourage a lot of people and I do this and that, and then something will come from the side. So I want you guys to really all consider how often are you sharing? When you are engaging, are you bringing value? Are you bringing value? And I'm always teaching my guys. Are you bringing value to the conversation or are you just like thumbs upping? What are you doing to bring value? And I hate that term. I don't know another way to say it. How are you enhancing the conversation? How are you enhancing what's going on? Because when you do that, the other people in the community that are watching notice you. And believe it or not, I get a lot of my best stuff out of it being a part of these lives and different things, these different conversations. Here she comes. She's running. She's running. She's running. She's running. She's still wearing her cabin wear.
I was trying to figure out with the share thing where the people end up, but I think I got it.
You think you got it now?
Well, I have good questions for when we're done. So
I'm done. I'm just
I'm not sure I've got it.
I've been on my soapbox.
Okay. I want to talk about it tonight since she brought it up. I am not let me put it this way. I don't understand technology a lot. It's not my natural habitat, I think would be a fair statement. Mm-hmm. I think I'm being overly fair to me. It's my anti-natural habitat would be more accurate. But so I don't understand social media like so many others do, but I do understand social.
I was going to say you understand it more than you think.
And I understand media.
Lisa now is back from the bathroom, Jeff.
But here's what I know. Salutations do not equal, nor do they create or initiate conversations. And there's nothing wrong with salutations, but let me give you a different perspective. Let's take it. When somebody puts up news, they lost weight, a before and after picture, they graduated, they got promoted, whatever it is, everybody's natural tendency is to cover their page with thumbs ups, a lot of those. The largest number will be thumbs up. Then the second largest number will be hearts. And then the next thing you'll see is way to go, except for people that are really, really guard how many letters they type with some sort of, I don't know what, because they'll just put WTG.
I know, okay. WTG.
Or congratulations, or that's awesome. And I've done it too. But think about it. This is a major accomplishment in someone's life. What is somebody able to respond to that if they respond at all? Thank you. That isn't even a conversation. Congratulations. Oh, thank you. That's awesome. Thank you. Oh, so proud of you. Way to go.
There's nothing.
Thank you. It doesn't start anything. And look at it from that person's point of view. This is a major accomplishment. They want to talk about it. They want to be able to share a little story. So somebody put up something that I'm really interested in. I think it's awesome. I'll say congratulations. And my next thing will be a question. Can you give me, that's awesome. That seems really difficult to me. If you could share one tip with me, what would you say was your, had the greatest effect on you? Or what one thing did you do that you think made all the difference for you? Because now I've started a conversation that other people can engage in within the thread. That's engagement. That's people having a conversation. If you were in somebody's living room, would you walk around like this? If you're on the outside of a conversation, if you walked into somebody's house that's a friend of yours, and oh my gosh, we're celebrating Mary just graduated from college. Why don't you come in and have cake with us? If Mary's the subject of the party and it's her moment, are you going to really say congratulations and never say anything beyond that, or never ask her a question? And if you wouldn't behave that way in the real world, this is the real world too. It's just a different medium. And people need to think about that, because they don't. I see it like all the time. And the other thing to remember, if you're a speaker, if you're a leader, if you've ever been on a stage, you go on a stage, you do your bit, you do your talk, and a lot of people clap, and they clap a lot, and that feels good. You affected it. People seem to enjoy it. But the people that I remember are the ones who come up to me afterwards and say, ask me a question, or tell me something specific that they liked and give me feedback. Or if I ask them a question, did this resonate with you? Because I wasn't sure about that. And they give me an honest answer. Those are the people I remember. Those are the people I want to connect with. Those are the people I talk to later. So if you're looking to be engaged with, you want to be memorable. People remember the people that asked them questions, singled them out, made them feel good. I get a lot of likes, and I try to engage with them, but honestly, I don't remember who liked what I posted 20 minutes ago.
Yep.
Even though Facebook tells me every time somebody, commented, or, what is it? So-and-so reacted to your post.
Yes,
So-and-so reacted to your post. And that's lovely. But if you ask me 20 minutes later, name 5 of the 20 people that we were just told reacted to your post, I don't remember. So-and-so commented on your post. If I go and it's not congratulations, to which I'll say thank you if it's a real comment, those are people I reach out to.
Yeah.
Those are people I want to engage with.
Yeah.
So if you want people to engage with you, are you engaging with them? Because salutations are great, but they're not conversation starters. They're not conversation continuers. They're not conversation enders. They have nothing to do with conversation. Therefore, they don't usually yield in the conversations that you want to have with them.
And I'll remind you, remember, it is a conversation. What people do is they tend to only talk to the person who posted.
They're presenting. They're not they're monologuing.
Yes, they're monologuing. And they're only talking to the one person, but there's a whole room. Like, can you imagine walking into, let's say Lisa had a party, and I walked in and I only talked to Lisa. There's like a dozen other people in here. They're all sitting around the table having a beautiful dinner. And I would only, Lisa's at the head of the table, I will only talk to Lisa. And all these other people are talking to Lisa, and I won't engage or agree or get into dialogue. Yeah.
So that so it's.
Yeah. You guys follow that? Like, can you imagine if there were a dinner table full of people here, but because Lisa was the one invited me, I would only talk to Lisa? It would be very, very, very awkward.
And, and you'll see a lot of people put a post designed to create engagement, like a poll. And I know it creates traffic and it creates people to talk to. But the only way I'm putting up a poll saying mustard or ketchup is if I really care what your opinion, if I really want to know what your opinion on mustard or ketchup is.
But they think it's a good idea.
No, it works. I'll click buy.
It works because you're all trying to beat an algorithm.
I'm saying people put things up where it'll be like blue or red or whatever, and I'll comment because I have an opinion. But that was all the time I had for that. Yep. So there's not going to be a conversation that instigated or promoted or started.
Now, what's interesting is there are ways to take the same type of concept and get a whole conversation going.
Yes, if it's something that's a little bit more exciting than mustard and ketchup.
Last week on the Society of I Am, we learned about that too, and we had a lot of fun with all these different things and nostalgia. Like Lisa was putting on music today, and some songs I knew right away, and we were dancing. It was Bon Jovi, and sometimes it wasn't. I don't know this one, and then she would skip to another one, and the next thing we know, we're dancing out on the front porch. Because found the kindred
we were
spirit.
Going back to the 70s and 80s, so most of you wouldn't know any of it, but it's good.
Yes, you would. It's good stuff.
No, when they know it in their generation, they think the remixes and the updates. Hillary came home at one point and told me she had to share the newest, greatest album with me. It was such an amazing album. Pink Floyd, The Wall.
Okay.
She was sharing
Here's
it with
the
me.
best one. We were doing a conference call one night, and she might be around. She'll get upset with me. In fact, I know you know who she is. And we were talking, and I said something about Paul McCartney. And one of the members of my crew said, "Oh, you mean the guy that Kanye made famous?"
Oh, wait, I had somebody else that said, "Who are the Beatles?" This is going back like 20 years ago. Who are the Beatles? And the answer was Paul McCartney's band before Wings.
Okay. I mean, at least Kanye made Paul McCartney famous.
What did I miss?
Because they did a song together.
Oh.
So Kanye brought, the old guy that Kanye made famous. I'm like, yeah, that's him. Yeah, so, and you know what? It's the generation gap and it's all these different things, but we were learning last week about how nostalgia and all the things that you love, it's right up the alley of what we said today. When you talk about things you love, and engage on things you love, you build relationships, and then relationships naturally turn into conversations. And it's very easy for me to, talk to somebody about something I'm promoting or working on if I know them and have a relationship with them. So is it anybody important? Do they love us? Are they watching our live? Did they share it?
No, somebody sold something and I told them.
Somebody sold something.
And I didn't want to just say, way to go. So
I know, she didn't want to give them a salutation.
So I was saying something encouraging.
Golden cookies. All right. I think we're done. I think that I want my salad that I didn't eat.
Yeah,
it's getting late.
I think it's time to eat.
It is. It's late. So
you're
I
all
hope
amazing.
You all had fun. And let us know. Message both of us.
Together.
Track us down and let us know. Do you want us to do some conversations about nothing? If we did do them, who would you like to see on with us? Because you can have more people on here. So
yes, who would you like to see on them?
We can Brady bunch it up.
What would you like to talk about? Because we really can cover the gamut.
And it is nothing, which means we can talk about anything, which is what we love.
Love you guys too. You're all fabulous. Thanks for showing up. I know your time's valuable. I love that you spent some of it with us tonight.
Yeah,
I love that we got to spend some time with you.
You got to come to the lake house, and that's what's really awesome.
And the next one we do, if we're still here, when we do the next one, we'll do it with the phone, so we'll show you the place.
Yeah, we can do a tour, and then maybe we can go out in the patio and do a dance party. We'll put on some music.
Front porch.
Front porch. Yeah, that's what I mean.
This is closed down for the winter.
The porch. I'm used to you having the patio in Dallas, and it's.
Well, I'm going to have a back and a front here.
She has rocking chairs, and you can watch the sunset.
Yes,
and it's so.
I am I'm an old lady who sits on her porch in a rocking chair and looks at the sunset.
Ginny says, "Bring Taylor, Angel, and all the beautiful ladies." Okay.
I like that. Maybe conversations of nothing. Like for women. No, it's for
no. I love you all that like to do these women's things and women's events and this and that, but I like boys. I admit I like boys. I like to mix it up. I like to dialogue with them.
Me too. That's because we started in the business when we were a very, very small minority.
I know. I've always gotten along. I just always played well with boys.
Well, me too. But when I'm saying we were rising to the top, and there were not a lot of women at the time.
No, so I like a mixed.
I like all people that want to leave it better than they found it.
Yeah, and people that want to contribute or just have conversations. Smart. There's so much content out there that's just pandering, selling, pandering baloney, and to have some intelligent content with intelligent people and intelligent interaction. Ben Settle never comes out. I could try, but I don't even think he's on Facebook these days, Jenny.
Who is he?
Ben, because I'm wearing my email player shirt. Ben is a great email copywriter. He's just a smart ass of smart asses.
So this sounds like a fun challenge. I don't even know who
to get Ben.
You and I together, you don't think that if we could get him, the knack
out of
factor,
all the people,
Ben
would be the challenge. Because talk about somebody that's got the cookie and has no desire to please anybody, it would be Ben.
Oh, I agree. I mean, I understand that, but someone like that, it's a matter of pain versus less pain? Would it be more painful for you and I to ask him every day?
Every day.
Nonstop.
Ben,
Phone 3 times a day.
You know, and y'all should, all of you that are on his email list, email him back and say, Hochman's been doing product placement for you. I love this shirt and I love my email player's hat. He gave them to me. I have a mug too.
Oh, are they are all on his email list?
Some of them are. But I'm just saying, if you
so y'all need to get on his email list.
If you are on his email
because
list,
if you really want to hear him speak,
tell him Hochman's
we're going to create an army of people that are going to ask him every single day until he says yes.
Ben would drown with 2 of us. I'm telling you right now. Either that or he'd call us names, one or the other.
Oh no, he wouldn't. No, he wouldn't.
Tell him I said so. He'll be like, yeah, whatever. But he's a funny guy.
Is he on Facebook? Who is he?
No, he's not on Facebook. He left. He packed up his toys and left.
Really?
No. Yeah, no, a while ago. We used to have a super fun Facebook group that he had, and it was super amusing with all the smart marketing kids. And then he said, I'm done. Out. And he left.
Really?
So everybody email Ben and tell him I'm doing product placement for him. So that's it. Let's go. You looking for him? Because he's not there. You can go to bensell.com.
I'm going to go there. I just was a little interested. You guys, you're awesome. Thanks for being here. We're back up to all these people. And we love you.
You know what Ben did? Ben did all the original like copy for Magnetic Sponsoring and for Tim Irway and those guys.
Oh, I know Tim.
I know you know Tim.
I know Tim.
And Fernie, and he did a lot of behind the scenes work for those guys. And he's
you know what's so funny is all the kids, ourselves included, are growing up. They
Fernie
have spouses
now.
They have babies. They're getting married.
I know. They
amazing.
were all puppies when I started with them all. So yeah, and now we're getting young and vibrant and free because our kids are growing up. We can do whatever we want. So yep, I'll see you guys there. Without a doubt. All right, we're out.
Guys.
Lisa's making
the food.
I'm going to go cook.
Bye.
Bye. Have a good night.